Welcome back after vacation, seventh graders. Kind of a cold one. I was hanging out in the corner of the room because it's warm in the corner because it's 90 degrees. Haha, get it? Get it? So, start off with a good joke. Here's my good joke. Are monsters good at math? So think about that one. Are monsters good at math? Not unless you count Dracula. All right. So today we are working on lesson 5 here. Your books should be being sent out. You'll be getting them Monday or in the mail at some point, so you guys can follow along. This is page 59. In our goal in this, and hold on as I'm trying to do something else, switching hands on my phone as I'm filming, is our objective is we're finding 100% when we're given another percent. So we're going to find 100% of a quantity, right? We're going to find the 100% of something when given a quantity that is a percent of a whole, right? So we're going to find 100% when we have 33%. And we know that 33% is 3, for example, or things like that. So to get started with our opening exercise, what are the whole number factors of 100? So factors of 100. We know there's 100. We know there's 50. And we know there's 1, right? Everyone see that? And then here we're just skip counting, right? So for a 1, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so on, all the way to 100. Okay? And now I just want to go through these quickly with you just so you guys get a sense in how many multiples there are. So for 100, the only thing we can break out is 100, right? If you're counting by hundreds, 100. So there's only one multiple. When counting by 50s, right? 50, 100. There's 2 multiples. With me on that? So the next one would be, anybody have a guess? Would be 25. And so if we're counting by 25s, it would go 25, 50, 75, 100. Just like quarters, there's 4 multiples. The next one would be 20. We'd go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Think about counting $20 bills, right? You know, there's 5 of them to make 100. 5. The next one would be 10. And we go 10, 20, et cetera, all the way to 100, right? How many times is 10 going to 100? We know 10 times. Okay, then there would be 5, which 5 times what equals 100? Obviously 20. And that's the point that I really want you guys to see here, right? I don't want you to write down 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, all the way to 100. That's ridiculous. All right, we have 4, and we know 4 times what? Well, 25. And we know 2, and we count by 2 50 times. So as you can see, it's like 2 times 50. 25 times 4. When our factor is 4, how many factors are there? There's 25. When our factor is 100, there's only 1 multiple. Okay? Pretty common multiplication. You guys are all capable. So example 1 says, using a modified double number line with percents. So again, our double number lines, which we'll go over again. I know some of you guys have done no work over vacation. The 42 students who play wind instruments represent 75% of the students who are in band. How many students are in band? So when we make a double number line, right? Because a percentage is a representation of a quantity. So obviously like 0% is 0 people. Now, do we know how many people are in the band? No. What do we know? Well, we know that 75%. I'm going to make my second number line up here. My apologies. So we don't know what this is. We don't know if 100% is 5 people, 100 people, 1 billion people, 1 trillion, right? But what we do know is we know that 0% will always be 0 people. We know we're on a scale of 0 to 100. And we know that 42 students represent 75%. So peek at that. All right, now, so how do we get from 75 to 100? We can't add because we don't know that, right? Like we don't know like, well, 25% is this. But can we figure out 25%? And think about this, like if I'm at 75, can I do 75 times 2? No, because that would bring me to 150. But what do I do now? Well, I know if I divide 75 by 3, I get 25, right? So let's do that. We're going to do 75% divided by 3 is 25%. So what I do here, I'm going to do up here. So what's 42 divided by 3? Okay, grab out your handy dandy calculators, and I'm not going to use one. I'm going to do it in my head. But I know that 3 goes into 4 once, and it leaves me 110 over. That means it leaves me over 12, and 3 goes in 12 14 times. So again, all I did there to go from 75 to 25 was I divided by 3. And then I did 42 divided by 3. Pretty simple thing. I mean, I could even find 1%, right? If I wanted to. And this is crazy, but I'll do it. How do I get from 25% to 1%? Right? I would do divided by 25. So I'm going to do 14 divided by 25, which gives me 56 hundredths. So 1% is 56 hundredths of a person. Now, obviously, that's a little ridiculous, right? Maybe if we cut off Alex's arms and we cut off one of his legs and an ear, we can get to about 56 hundredths. But just a way to show how to convert to it. So let's go back to where we were. So we knew 75% was 42 people. We divided 75 by 3 to get 25%. So we went up here and did 42 divided by 3 to get 14. So that tells us 14 people represents 25%. Okay? So now to figure out 100, how do I go from 25 to 100? I times it by 4. So I'm going to do 14 times 4. 10 times 4 is 40. 4 times 4 is 16. So my answer is I have a total of 56 people. And like realistically, does this make sense? 42 people are 75%. So could 56 be 100%? Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to example 2. Again, you are willing to contact me with questions. So, quick exercise. And I'm going to do one of these, and then I'm going to take a picture and expect you guys to do the other ones. I'm trying to get a good view. I know it's kind of blurry right now. Give me a second. Mr. Benoit, stop shaking. All right. You still can't read that well. Pause.